our next drummer, Lewis, who clearly has the most interesting kit on stage. I was having a chat with him about it. I'll let him explain that to you. It's bizarre looking, man. I can't wait to hear how it sounds like. I first saw Lewis when I was about half my height and half my size. I think he was playing with Asiabeat then. He has toured the world recording and performing with artists such as Bob James, Nathan East, Billy Cobham, Lee Ritenour, our very own Zainal Abidin, Sheila Majid. It's a crazy list, guys. It goes on and on. I don't even have enough paper for that. He is an educator, a producer, and one of our very own Malaysian legends. Kindly welcome to this stage, Lewis Pragasam. Oh, he's still setting up. So I've still got kind of a bit of time. I was asking you a bit about your kit earlier. Maybe you could tell the audience a bit about your bass drum. Let's start with that.
Hi, good to see you guys. Thank you for coming. First off, this is not a regular drum kit as you would term a drum kit because the bass drum is a water tong, you know that water barrel, the blue one in the mama shop. That's that. And all my toms are made of PVC pipes that you can buy in the hardware store. Okay? Just so I don't think you can tell much difference from there. You'll find out later. So I'm always looking for sounds, looking for interesting ideas, and how I can contribute musically in any musical context from a rhythmic standpoint, and also offering a lot of sounds. And today's music is all about sounds, isn't it? You got samplers and all that kind of stuff, but I try and create everything kind of organically. You know what I mean? So it works for me. May not work for everybody. But you know, I also propagating the whole concept of being creative with so-called waste material. You know, I care about the environment. So we don't have to throw it away. I buy the stuff for the junkyard, and people pay me money to watch me, so, you know. I'm not spending $20,000 on a drum kit, so I'm not complaining, you know. Just be yourself. I think it's very, very important. Just be yourself.
I assume you've got plenty more of this kind of, what would you call it? Yeah, toys and custom instruments that you've made. What is a day in the life of custom making instruments, Lewis Pragasam, like? How much time do you spend on it on average?
A lot of time, because you got to try and figure out how things work, and you try and get the best sound out of each drum, and the sizes kind of matter, the material, of course, matters. And also, I think you can see later, I have a whole bunch of other stuff here that I use as part of my kit, and they can become like a percussion as well. And even this box over here, very important, not just a stand. It's got a great sound. I think it incorporates that into the drumming and brings out something very, very interesting. So I do spend a lot of time because I'm trying to balance the drum sound with the other sounds, kind of a percussive or stuff that you know, so-called the kitchen sink, you know. Anything that comes, you can make rhythm with anything, so it doesn't matter. It's how you approach it and what you're hearing, and you know how it's going to work in a particular musical context. So that's where I'm coming from.
One more question. I think these guys are almost done setting up. So these are all PVC pipes. So plastic, I'm guessing, or PVC. Do you have a preferred material, if not PVC, to play on for drums? Yeah, a preferred drum material, like wood or acrylic, or do you just love these PVC drums?
I played on acoustic kits, I mean wooden kits, acrylic sets, all metal kits, I mean almost every type of drum kit that's out there. Yeah, they all give you different tones and different nuances and sounds, so it depends on what you're going for. That's more important. If it works for you, then sometimes you mix and match. It really depends what you're looking for, you know, that's the most important thing. I think that's more important for me. So they all sound interesting. That's what it is, isn't it? So.
Thank you very much, Louis.
All right, I'm going to play a tune from my most recent album. Actually, it's my Asiabeat 40th anniversary album. Long way. Was recorded, thank you. Was recorded during the pandemic, sitting at home, don't know what to do. So I started calling my friends up from all over the place and put an album together at home, sending files in and back and forth. So this one's quite an interesting song. And it's got Moini Day on bass on this one. Yeah, so I can find the song. Different song, but we're fine. Actually, that wasn't my song. I pressed the wrong one. That tune is by an incredible, I think we heard this guy who won the World Championship on piano. You seen that guy? Incredible guy from India. And that's his tribute tune to Chick Corea. So I just picked it up 2 days ago and thought I'll jam on it. Should I do one more song? Yeah, sure. Okay, so that was from one of my Asiabeat albums, so recorded in 1995. Oops, here we go. Now she comes. So that was called Peacock, and we recorded that in Singapore and some part in Japan. Hope you like that one. I think I'm going to open up for some questions now, maybe, until I get this other song ready. Anybody out there?
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can't see you though. It's okay.
Over here. So I have 3 questions.
Yep.
I'll I want to know your favorite drummer,
Mm-hmm.
how long you have been playing, and your practice routine.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Favorite drummer, I have 2,000 favorite drummers because every different genre of music has got their own, Superman. The jazz rock, Billy Cobham, Tony Williams. Jazz, Jack DeJohnette, Peter Erskine. Rock, hard rock, Ian Pace, John Bonham, and you got the new cats. So everybody's different, and you got great Steve Gadd, Harvey Mason. Everybody's different. So I thrive on diversity. That means I like variety. I think that's what I've been to a lot of people throughout the 40 years, answering your second question, of playing drums in multiple studios around the world. And so I like listening to different things. I think we can all learn from different styles of music, the drummers from the different styles, because they all teach us something different, And then you take everything and incorporate that into that element. So I've got too many favorite drummers. I love them all. Everybody got something to offer. I already answered my second question, right? Playing for 40 years now. Okay, practice routine. Okay, this is how I start every time I practice. Very simple. For me, the two things involved here, one is the technicality, which are rudiments and all that stuff, you practice that stuff. And then the rhythmic aspect, of course, being a drummer. But I try and mold them all into one as opposed to just going. I try and make them some kind of rhythmic thing. So I like to practice some kind of groove and then I add on like this. Keep going round and round like that, But the other thing I really do practice is a lot of independent stuff, right? So in two ways to do that. One is if I have a basic right rhythm, and then you do stuff with the left hand maybe. There you go. Whatever you think of. Then you combine these two. Normally we tend to do, right? I tend to play them both together like this. So those kind of things. And then when you play, they all kind of come into play. They really help a lot. So I practice those kind of things as well. And also left hand lead, but besides playing on the hi-hat, I play percussion on the left. So if I'm playing like a cowbell part. So, you know, adding color to the groove and stuff like that on this side. So a lot of time with the left hand to work things out. Those are the things that I practice. Of course, I do all the rudiments, you know, double stroke, single stroke, 4-stroke, 5 strokes. Also a lot in the pedal. I don't play too loud, for my liking anyway. And I practice a lot of the bass drum, but I use a kind of a floating technique. It's like using the bounce from the hands, like. So one hit, you get 2 or 3, whatever. Like, I'm only hitting once, but I'm getting, you know, 3. I can get 3 like that, right? So you practice stuff like that. So that's what I normally do. And then I try and play the songs. Yeah, I normally have some kind of written program for me to practice 1 hour, you know, 5 minutes of this. I found something very interesting. If you practice something 20 times, some kind of funny lucky number, I feel. You practice it over and 20 times and then you move to something else, it really gets ingrained in you, that particular exercise that you're doing. So even if you're playing a beat 20 times, man, do nothing. I mean, you know, 20 times. And then you do everything 20 times, 20 times. And the trick is, if you want to play grooves, if I practice groove, there's no fills. Groove, 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 groove. 20 times, next beat, 20 times, next thing, you know. So you try and come up with things to do. And before I do that, so if you want to practice the bass drum, you keep a groove with the hi-hat and the snare, and then you do whatever comes to your head. So you go. You know, I practice stuff like that on top of the groove. Well, that's pretty much what I do. Yeah. Anybody else?
Hello.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi, good afternoon. Quick one. So you have been playing drums for so many years. You have your own album, and you made a PVC drum, right? So also what's next? What do you intend to explore next?
Well, I have another project coming up next year. I might as well say right now, it's called Kota. That's what it is, Kota. It's, I'm making a whole percussion outfit out of boxes, wooden, cardboard boxes, like this one here, you know. What a nice sound, you know. But they'll be mixed, you know, with the drums and stuff. So I'll have big ones, your refrigerators, your washing machines, to your small computer Kotaks. And I'm putting stuff together. I'm just finding that there's so many interesting sounds in there, depending on where you play, the thickness of the board, and how you mic them, what effects you put. I get bored very easily, you know what I mean? So I'm really looking for something new to keep me entertained. And also what I can give back to the audience, you know, something different, right? You want to see something new, right? So we try and give that to you. So, but more on that later. I'm still working on it. Hopefully I can launch it in February. Be a very interesting one. So that's next.
Hello, sir. So I was wondering what particular music genre has influenced you the most over the years, and maybe what kind of genre we can pick up on and maybe learn something from.
I started off as a rock drummer, right? I mean, Deep Purple, Led Zeppelin, Uriah Heep, the whole works. I don't think many of you know those names. So I started off as a rock drummer. I love rock still. And then I started playing in clubs, playing all the pop stuff. Still love that stuff. Then I gravitated towards jazz because I wanted to learn some other things. But it's really a mixed bag thing for me. I like everything, ethnic world music. I go listen to, Indian drummers, Japanese drummers, our own Malaysian drummers and everything. I'm a percussionist. So I listen to a lot of different things, but I practice playing in particular styles to be able to kind of deliver that particular style as close as I possibly can. So I do spend time. If I'm working on funk, then I'm going to. On that, if I'm playing rock, I practice. So I just practice all the different things. But you really have to keep an open mind, and you have to try and learn the respective styles properly so that you can deliver them as close to the original style of drumming. If you're doing like New Orleans. Doing basically. So you try and learn the phrases, learn the language for each thing. So I try and get, every different style as well as I can play them, and I keep doing that. So I like all kinds of music, so over the years, 40 years, yeah. And that's come in really handy in the studios because I stopped counting how many recordings I've played for all over the world, from jazz to rock to funk, even K-pop. Yes, I did some Korean artists a long time back, about 6 years ago. I don't know who they are. You play and you come home. When you're a session musician, you go home. But you have to play many different styles. You get called upon to play many different styles as a sessionist, and you must be ready for it because you can't be a one-trick pony. If you understand what I'm saying, I know that jack of all trades, no master of none kind of thing. But I don't believe in that anymore. Today you have to be a very, very versatile musician in order to compete in the industry. And besides, it's so nice to play different stuff too, isn't it? So. That's the way I think, anyway.
Hello, sir. My name is Busha. I have a question. As a drummer, do you have the exact sound that you want for your drums, or mind sharing your tuning system?
Thank you. I tune really fast. I'm known for that. I walk into a live gig and I tune really quickly. Because I tell you the truth, you can tune all you want, but the sound really comes from here, from your hands, It's how you play. The same drum set, you can have 10 drummers playing, it's all going to sound different, right? Why? You tune it to a certain way. We all want to do some kind of tuning, not exact pitch, but try and get as close as you can. But at the end of the day, somebody else is going to play. So I go for the standard kind of tuning again, depending on the kind of music. So it's the descending, high, low, lower, lowest. If you have 200 toms, then really way down the line. That works generally. So I'm trying to get some kind of melody from the drum, so it's more fun. So very simple system, nothing, no magic here. But the trick is to tune it so that you're comfortable, number one, and that it sounds good outside. And it's not easy to tune drums properly because there's so many variables, different skins, different toms, different material for the shells. But so my system is, I guess, pretty much like everybody else, descending. And that system works pretty much for everything else. So I have all these other guys here to give me all the different extra sounds, but basically, so actually it's quite hard to tune these PVC pipes, but you keep tuning all the time. So that's basically by tuning, except maybe for the snare. Sometimes you're quite high, sometimes you're quite low, depending on the style of music again. So for today's gig, I'm using only just a 10-inch snare. It's really tiny, like a baby, very small. But I love the sound. Got a nice bite, and it works well. Because a 14-inch for these drums, I find them not really working that well. So I decided to use this. Hope that helps.
Hello.
Yep.
My name is Elle, and I want to ask how long you take to practice in a day, and what is your most favorite stick?
Very good question. I think I'm one of those drummers. I'll go to the sticks first, right? If you look at my sticks here, they're different brands. One is broken, one is fat, one is thin. I have another stick from a different brand. I don't really care. I use whatever comes. If it's comfortable for my hands, they work for me. I'm not into like I got to have 5A, 6A, this brand, this material. They work for me as long as A lot of the control is in my hands, so that's your stick's answer. They're all different. I don't have a stick bag with actual amount of, correct paired drumstick, choices, so to speak. So that's pretty much what it is for that. Yeah, that's so much for the drumsticks and stuff. But what's the other question you asked me? I forgot. What's the other thing you wanted to know?
How long you take to practice in a day?
Okay. Oh my God. I'll make a long story short. We didn't have YouTube before, guys. So TV was black and white kind of thing. So I had to create a system. When I initially started, I didn't have a teacher, never had a teacher in my life. I had to sit down and work something out at home. And for me, in the early days when I was coming out, I practiced 16 hours a day for 1.5 years. And that's a fact. A lot of people who come to see me play, they know. So if I sit down now, if I have the time, I'll sit 4 or 5 hours easily. There's so much to do. There's so much to learn, How can you stop? You can't. If you study to be a doctor, how long do you have to study, right? Right? You go to school, you study. So do the same thing with the drums. You spend time, you do the homework, And you get the results. You start slow, boring line, but whatever, After a while, you'll get it, but you have to put in the hours. So I practice now, quite busy, but whenever I get the chance, once I sit down, it's hard to get me off the drums. I love playing the drums. So. And that's the other thing. If you love what you do, if you love playing the drums, for example, it doesn't become a job. So I practice roughly now about 3-4 hours a day, if I can, if time allows. Otherwise, just 1 hour. But if you really want to get results, you need to spend time. You really need to spend time. That's no shortcuts.
I have a question. So my guitar teacher, Gerard Singh, says that you are an instructor at Berkeley. And So I'm 13. I play guitar, drums, and piano. I just wanted to ask, what advice do you have for people like me who want to go to Berklee or other prestigious music schools?
Okay, first off, I never taught in Berklee. I taught in the US, all over the US. I did teach in the US, Japan, Korea, everywhere, yes. But I taught in, I'm a Fulbright scholar, and I taught in the US, in East Carolina University, North Carolina, for a year and a half. And then, of course, I taught, all over the US, but not exactly in Berklee. It's the same thing. You go and study anywhere. I think preparation is, there are two things involved, right? You must know firstly what you want to do. If you want to be a full-time musician, then you must be ready to pay the dues and do the homework. But I always suggest to people, before you go to a major college, and if you're already getting a chance to play outside, play in much gigs as possible, the more knowledge you get before you go to a college, you're actually going to help you so much, because then you cut the time. I mean, you're not going to go there and learn basic, single strokes, right? So, or if you're a guitar player, whatever, learn scales. So you prepare yourself first. So actually, when you go to Berklee, Berklee is a great school. I did perform there twice. Great school. But, you prepare yourself first, and then it's easier to go and understand. It's always good to go and study anywhere. Study with anybody. I really suggest whatever instrument you're playing, please study with a good teacher, somebody who loves what they do. That's going to be so crucial for your... the wrong teacher can actually mess you up big time. Wrong technique, wrong ideologies, wrong state of mind, all that kind of stuff. So prepare yourself before you can go.
My name is Wan. I just want to ask you how to master the double stroke rudiment. I mean, during your early days, can you show me your way how to master this rudiment?
Right. Yeah, the double stroke took me quite a while. But actually the trick is, I think it's like with everything else. Okay, the double stroke, the two things involved here. One is the first, what we call the wrist stroke, whatever, down. And the second one is a bounce. If you're going to play fast, there's no way you can play, you're going to die. Wrist ain't going to work. So I practice just playing bounce. That kind of thing. To build the strength first. Then you put them together slowly. Then you go on. Of course, when you get really slow, you go. The moment you start going faster, you have to use the bounce. There's no other way. Then you start moving. So really, you need the bounce. Stroke, bounce, stroke. So do this for a while to build the strength, and then put them together. That's how we do the double. Okay, I think I'm going to have to quit here. Thank you so much for coming. I had a good time playing for you all. I'd like to quickly thank some people, the organizers, incredible. Aswara, thank you for doing this. Adil, good job. And all the great drummers here today. The sound guys, they are all involved, the lighting people, great job. This is a great start, so keep doing it. Please bring your friends and support events like this, okay? And my good buddy, Vimal, who's been helping me set up all my stuff in the studio. Thank you so much. See you soon.
Thank you very much, Lewis. Also, big thank you to Sweeney and Bentley for providing the freebies earlier for everyone who asked the question.